John Denver, the beloved folk singer whose voice defined a generation with timeless classics like Take Me Home, Country Roads, and Annie's Song, met a tragic and shocking end that left fans around the world in disbelief. For decades, questions lingered about the real circumstances behind his death, and now, with new revelations and a closer look at his final years, the truth has come into sharper focus, and it is not the pretty picture many would hope for. Denver was more than just a singer. He was a cultural icon, an environmentalist, and a man whose lyrics spoke to the heart of America. His wholesome image and gentle spirit seemed to embody peace and joy. Yet, behind the music and the public persona, Denver's life was far more complicated, filled with struggles that few fans ever suspected. His mysterious passing in 1997, when his experimental aircraft crashed into the Pacific Ocean, was not just a tragic accident. It was the culmination of years of personal battles, unspoken demons, and decisions that carried devastating consequences. The official reports painted the crash as a result of mechanical failure and pilot error. Denver was flying a small plane he had recently purchased, one with controls notoriously difficult to manage. Investigators found that he likely lost control while attempting to switch fuel tanks mid-flight. But the deeper story reveals that this accident was not entirely random. Denver, despite his talent and fame, was a man grappling with his own vulnerabilities, and those vulnerabilities may have played a critical role in his fate. Friends and colleagues have since revealed that Denver was battling personal issues that often clashed with his gentle public image. His struggles with alcohol and a string of legal troubles in the years leading up to his death cast a darker shadow on the singer many viewed as an eternal optimist. In fact, Denver's pilot's license had been suspended at the time of the crash due to concerns about his drinking and his repeated run-ins with the law. Though he loved flying passionately, his decision to take the plane up that fateful day came despite restrictions, warnings, and risks that many now view as impossible to ignore. The tragedy is compounded by the haunting symbolism of Denver's own music. His songs often celebrated nature, freedom, and the open skies, yet those same skies ultimately became the setting of his untimely death. Fans who grew up singing his lyrics about life's simple beauty were left grappling with the reality that Denver's own life was not nearly as simple or serene. The man who inspired millions with his voice carried within him a turbulence that no melody could fully resolve. To understand the John Denver mystery is to confront the uncomfortable truth that even the brightest stars often hide deep struggles. His death was not just a freak accident, but a reflection of the contradictions he lived with, between his public image and his private battles, between his love of risk and his desire for peace. Adults looking back at his story can see not just a tragic end, but also a warning that fame, talent, and even joy cannot always shield someone from the weight of personal demons. Ultimately, John Denver's legacy remains one of beauty and complexity. His voice still fills radios, his lyrics still touch hearts, and his message of love for nature and humanity still resonates. Yet the mystery of his final flight reminds us that every legend is human, and humanity is often messy, fragile, and painfully real. Denver's story is not just one of music but of mortality, not just of joy but of struggle. And in the end, it is this truth, the unvarnished, complicated truth, that ensures his legacy endures, not just as a singer of songs, but as a man whose life and death tell a story as haunting as it is unforgettable.